Hey everybody, and welcome back to my dream machine, and welcome back to Kreative Kiwi. Today we're going to make this really cute apple coaster, and this is the fabric that I've chosen, and it's really cute. Now remember, cut out everything as directed in the instructions and iron your back pieces down. It makes it a lot easier. So you just need little pieces. I'm using felt and of course the backing. I'm using a little bit of felt. It's kind of thick, but it's good. Now for thread, I'm using black. You need a little bit of white for the eyes. And then I picked kind of like a burgundy, darker color for the apple to maybe give it some shading, Floriani thread for that one. And I thought it looked really good. And a green Floriani thread, and I kind of matched it, but made it stand out a little bit. The leaf is pretty small and my felt is pretty thick, so I just thought it would be a really great mix. I am missing a piece, but I make up for it. So hoop your tearaway stabilizer. The first thing is going to be where you put your fabric and your batting. So put that down, stitch it out to hold it down. And the next thing that's going to stitch out is your placement line for the middle fabric. And this is the ones that I forgot to cut out. So I'm kind of making do because I really wanted the red. So I'm kind of fiddling around just a little bit to make it fit. And it just barely did. Now, if I had taken another minute or two, I would have matched up the lines and I think that would have looked really spectacular. But I got it pretty close. Once that is finished stitching out, then we are going to go trimming. And you can see how close I am, but it's okay. I made it. I made it. So carefully trim everything out. It's a bit fiddly for me because I cut everything a little bit too close. And again, if you can look, I almost had all the lines matched up, and that would have looked really good with the fabric. The fabric, by the way, is a layer cake from Craftsy, and I just thought the colors were just really nice, and it looked really spectacular because it's the same, pattern, but different colors. So once that is trimmed out, go back to your machine, and we are going to stitch out a zigzag just to hold that down, and just, you can make sure that you trimmed everything properly. Once the zigzag is done, and this is where it gets fun. Actually, you saw my machine moving back and forth there. I skipped the quilting stitches because I felt that this fabric was busy enough and I wanted it to kind of match a little bit more. So on my machine, I just skipped it. So now we're doing the outside, the beautiful satin stitches, and I chose black for it. I think red would look really good as well, but I just kind of wanted that, really pretty look, and I just wanted the circle to stand out. We've got our fancy stitches going on, and now we're ready for our apple outline. Sorry about that. I skipped a few parts. So once the outline goes down, put down your red fabric. Now I used a little bit of felt. It's a little bit thick, but I thought it gave it a really nice look. So once that's stitched out, take it back with your nice applique trimming scissors and carefully trim it out. I struggle a little bit because the felt is really thick, but it's okay. I think it gives it a really, really good look. So take your time, as always, trimming out your appliques. The better you do on the appliques, the better your final design is going to be. So I just kind of take my time, move the hoop around instead of trying to get your arms around. It makes it better. So the next is the placement stitch for your leaf. And again, I'm using felt. You could use any kind of fabric for that. Once that stitches down, you can see how small it is. So I might have chosen a lighter fabric on that one, but I thought the felt for the whole apple would be great. So again, carefully cut it out, trying to get as close as you can to the placement line. Once that's done, send it back into your machine. Now we're going to do a zigzag stitch over everything, both parts, to hold it down. Now it's going to do the leaf first, so I changed threads in there so it can do the leaf detail and the satin stitches on the outside, which covers up, if you're not perfect at applique, the thick satin stitches covers up everything and makes it look perfect. Once that's done and it's looking fantastic with the greens, change over your thread to the red so we can do the finishing stitches on the apple. Now I chose, a burgundy kind of design thread, and I thought it looked really good with this design. So this is the satin stitches, and it looks really great with the felt that I've chosen. And like I said, it's a little bit darker, and I really liked it. I thought it looked really good. It matches, but not perfectly. So it kind of gives, a little more texture, a little more design to it. And I thought it was really pretty. So kind of like a shadowy thing. Now we're almost done with this whole design. It's doing the fancy stitches right now. I always forget about those, but they are so pretty once it's done. Now, here's the part I forgot to add brown for the stem. So I just showed you quickly, the number will be in the description, that it's a dark brown for the stem. I apparently didn't read my instructions well enough. Sorry about that, but I quickly made up for it. So now we're going to do the cute little apple face. You can skip this step if you want it to be more traditional and classic. You don't have to put the smiley face on the apple. It's up to you. You could just skip it on your machine, but I thought he looked kind of cute. So I did the insides of the eyes in white, the glow of it, and then the outsides in black. But you could do a dark brown or something like that. That would still look just as cute. So just finishing up the eyes, and then all it has to do is the mouth. So once it's done that, we're going to move on to the backing part. So now it's done, and your folded fabric, so pre-cut it and fold it. Now on McDreamy, he always seems to get caught doing this, so I do tape it down. If you're not worried about it, then don't, but he seems to get his foot caught on it all the time. It's going to sew around twice to make a nice strong junction. Once that's done, we are done. Let's take it out of our machine, and I'm taking the tape off. Take it out of the hoop. Hold down its tearaway stabilizer, so hold down so you don't rip any stitches. Cut it rather close to the stitch line, about a 1/4 inch seam. Now all you have to do is turn it. I use my fingernails to push everything out, flatten it out, iron it just quickly, and it's perfect. How cute is that? So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.